She is wonderful in teal. Look at that. Teal meets Dorothy from Wizard of Oz.
Absolutely.
The doctor is here. Our very first question comes from Karen, who asks, I read about a new nasal spray that could help prevent catching the virus. Is this true? What does Dr. Kohli think about this?
This is true, you guys, and it's a really cool, promising technology. So it's a nasal spray made up of what's called nanobodies, which are basically tiny little antibodies that are manufactured in the lab. And the idea is that even if you're exposed to the virus, you take a hit of this nasal spray, it prevents the virus from getting into your cells.
Whoa.
So I think of it really like plan B, so to speak.
Wow.
You know, if you have an accidental exposure to someone, take a hit of the nasal spray and it can prevent that from happening. So this hasn't yet been tested in clinical trials. It's only been tested in the lab, so we have to await those results. But if it proves successful, I'm really optimistic that this could help us bridge the gap until we get that vaccine.
I like it.
Whoa.
I like that. Doc, our next question says, I am really good about wearing a mask, washing my hands, and cleaning surfaces, but I am wondering, what should I be doing with things like my keys, my wallet, and my purse? Phone, wallet, keys. That was an Adam Sandler thing. But sorry, Doc, go ahead.
You know, that's a great question, Jeff, because that's stuff we handle a lot. And we do know that science tells us that virus can survive on metal for up to 3 days. So it's important to wipe those surfaces down regularly. I'm a little compulsive, so I've got a box of wipes in my laundry room. As soon as I come in from the garage, I wipe everything every day, once a day, my phone, my keys, my purse. But you should be doing it at least twice a week in order to make sure that you're not accidentally contaminating those surfaces.
Smart. She keeps it in her laundry. That's very smart. All right, here's another one. We keep hearing how many people have died from COVID-19. I'm curious, how does that compare with the average number of deaths in a year without a pandemic?
Yeah, so this is a tough one because every death we've had this year has been a death that we may not have had another year had it not been for the pandemic. And the statistics are so sobering. It really breaks my heart because we're losing, 1,000 Americans a day right now. And at the peak of the pandemic, it was 2,000 a day. And if we believe that IHME model, by the end of the year, COVID-19 related deaths are going to be the third leading cause of death after heart disease and cancer. So it's going to beat Alzheimer's, it's going to beat diabetes, it's going to beat accidents, it's going to beat all those other causes of death. So the burden of this pandemic has been tremendous on our community.
All right, our final question, Doc, comes from Lori, and they want to know, my blood bank in Phoenix keeps calling me since they are in desperate need of blood donations. How safe are blood donation centers during this time?
So I know a lot of people are skeptical, Jeff, not just about blood donation centers, but even in terms of seeking medical care. And I really want to reassure people that if the proper precautions are being taken, these types of facilities are very safe. In fact, they may even be safer than going to the grocery store, going to the drugstore, many of those other places that we frequent. So if you have any doubt, Lori, just call up the center and see what precautions they're taking. But if they're in need of blood, it would really be the right thing to do to go and donate blood if they have those precautions in place.
Especially if there's a shortage. You know, Al Jackson, our co-host, donates blood all the time. And someone was a fan of DBL and a fan of me, the blood guy. So that was a big deal for me.
I have no idea what you just said.
They called me and FaceTimed, and it was so nice.
What does that have to do with Al giving blood?
Because it was the phlebotomist that took it that was a fan of DBL.
Phlebotomist? I didn't know that one, but hey, Dr. Kohli, learning from you, learning from Tori, I love it.
I love it too. Is that the right word, Doc? Am I saying it right?
You're right, phlebotomist, that's perfect,
Hey,
yeah.
I'm taking that home with me.
Yes, thanks so much, doctor. No panic, of course, just prevention and precautions and some knowledge.